Welcome to Earworm English channel. Hi, it's me, Monica. So, it's almost New Year 2026. You know that feeling when a new year is coming and you suddenly want to change your whole life? That's me, every single December. I tell myself things like, this year, I'll become healthy. This year, I'll read 100 books. This year, I'll be mysterious, confident, and classy. Spoiler alert, I usually end up eating chips in my pajamas, watching fireworks on TV. But not this time. No. This year, I made a plan. I was going to a big New Year's Eve party. My friend Lily invited me. She said, it's going to be amazing. Everyone from work will be there. And of course, I wanted to look perfect. That morning, I woke up early, okay fine, 10 a.m., and told myself, Monica, today you'll become a new woman. I made a to-do list. 1. Clean the apartment. 2. Do skincare. 3. Pick an outfit. 4. Be cool. Simple, right? Well, everything went wrong. First, I decided to clean. But after 5 minutes, I found an old box of photos. Then I started looking at them, then dancing to music, and 2 hours later, my apartment was messier than before. Then I thought, okay fine, time to do skincare. But my face mask burned. Literally burned. I screamed, why is this hot? I looked in the mirror, my face was red. Great. I looked like a tomato wearing lip gloss. Then came the hardest part, picking an outfit. I opened my closet, and it looked like a fabric explosion. Dresses everywhere. I said out loud, why do I have nothing to wear, even though my closet was full? Finally, I found one sparkly silver dress. Perfect for New Year's, right? But the zipper got stuck. I twisted my arm trying to pull it up and almost dislocated my shoulder. So I gave up and picked Plan B, a black jumpsuit. Simple. Elegant. Except, it had a coffee stain from last week. I washed it, dried it with a hairdryer, and sprayed too much perfume to hide the smell. Then came shoes. Heels or flats? I told myself, heels, Monica. It's New Year's. You'll look confident. 5 minutes later, I was limping around my living room thinking, confidence hurts. I sat down to do my makeup, playing upbeat music. Everything was going fine, foundation, blush, mascara, until my eyeliner betrayed me. One side was perfect. The other side looked like a mountain. I tried to fix it, but it got worse. Now I had panda eyes. So, I wiped it off and started again. By that time, it was already 8 p.m. The party started at 8:30. Panic mode activated. I grabbed my small silver purse, phone, and lipstick. My mirror reflection said, "You're late, but at least you tried." I ordered a ride share. The driver's name was Ali. The car arrived, and I jumped in, feeling proud that I made it out on time. The driver smiled and said, "Party tonight?" I laughed nervously. "Yeah, New Year's Eve." We drove for 20 minutes. I was scrolling my phone, checking my makeup in the camera, and imagining the fireworks. Then he stopped and said, "We're here." I looked out, a big fancy house with balloons, lights, music, and people dancing inside. "Wow, Lily really went all out," I said. I got out, thanked him, and walked confidently toward the door. The moment I stepped inside, everyone turned to look. I froze. I didn't recognize a single person. But before I could leave, a guy shouted, "Hey! You made it!" and handed me a glass of sparkling juice. I smiled awkwardly. Hi." Inside, my brain whispered, "Wait, who is this man?" He said, "We've been waiting for the karaoke queen." Me, what? Him, "You're Monica, right? From TikTok." I blinked. Oh no, wrong Monica. But before I could explain, someone started clapping and yelling, "Monica's here. Let's sing." Suddenly, I was being pushed toward a small stage with a microphone. I whispered, "No, no, no, I can't sing." Too late. The music started. It was "Dancing Queen" by ABBA. I panicked, and sang the first line terribly off-key. Everyone cheered anyway. So I just went with it, arms waving, voice cracking, full chaos. By the end, they were chanting, "Encore! Encore!" I bowed like a pop star and laughed, thinking, well, this is one way to start the year. After the song, I went to the kitchen to breathe. That's when I saw a big poster on the wall. "Happy New Year 2026, Sam's birthday bash." Wait. Who's Sam? I quickly texted my friend Lily. Me, "Hey, where are you?" Lily, "At the party." "Where are you?" Me, singing at Sam's birthday bash." Lily, "Who is Sam?" My stomach dropped. I was in the wrong house. I grabbed my purse and started walking toward the door slowly, trying not to look suspicious. But then a girl stopped me. "Hey, Are you leaving already? We're doing fireworks. I smiled weakly. Oh, I just need some air. She said, cool, we'll be outside in 5 minutes. I nodded and speed walked away. As soon as I stepped out, I ran to the corner and opened my phone. New message from Lily. We're at 55 Maple Street. I looked up. The house number here was 56. I was literally one house off. Classic Monica. I laughed out loud, standing in the cold street, my heels killing me, makeup melting, and hair frizzy from the wind. Some guy walked by with sparklers and said, "Rough night?" I smiled and said, "You have no idea." I hurried to the next house. Music was playing, people were counting down. 10, 9, 8. I rang the doorbell like my life depended on it. Lily opened the door, her eyes wide. "Monica, where were you?" I shouted, "Long story." I sang karaoke at a stranger's house. Everyone laughed. I threw my arms in the air as they reached 3, 2, 1. And just like that, Happy New Year. We screamed, hugged, and jumped around. Fireworks exploded outside. We went outside to watch the fireworks. They sparkled in gold, blue, and pink. For a moment, I forgot all the chaos. I felt happy, messy, tired, but happy. Lily handed me a cup of hot chocolate. She said, "Next year, try arriving on time." I said, "Next year, maybe I'll check the house number first." We laughed until our stomachs hurt. So, where did we leave off? Ah yes, me, running in heels down the street, escaping a stranger's house, and finally finding the right party. By the time I got inside, everyone was already shouting, "Happy New Year," and hugging. The room smelled like chocolate cake and champagne. Glitter was everywhere, in people's hair, on the floor, even in the snacks somehow. And I looked like someone who had just run a marathon through chaos. Lily gave me a big hug. "You made it," she laughed. I was about to send a search party. I smiled and said, "Please don't. I've already been through enough adventures tonight." Then I took a deep breath and looked around. Everyone was smiling, dancing, laughing. The room was full of golden lights and New Year's decorations. A big banner said, "Goodbye 2025, hello 2026. I felt a little emotional. A new year, a fresh start. But before I could get too dreamy, Lily handed me a glass of sparkling juice. To new beginnings, she said. I clinked glasses with her. To fewer disasters, I replied. We laughed and drank. I sat down on the couch for a moment to rest my poor feet. My heels were officially at war with me. I took out my phone to send New Year's messages. You know, the usual. Happy New Year. Wishing you health and happiness. I wrote one for my friend Alex, who I secretly liked a little. Nothing romantic, just, maybe a little flirty. It said, Happy New Year, Alex. Dizzy, you made this year special for me. Here's to more moments together in 2026. Cute, right? I smiled, hit send, and froze. I didn't send it to Alex. I sent it to my boss. Flushed face. My boss. My eyes went wide. No. No, 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 no. I checked again. Yep. It said, to Mr. Carter. My brain screamed, how do I unsend a message? Of course, it was too late. 10 seconds later, my phone buzzed. Mr. Carter, that's very kind of you, Monica. Wishing you success too. I wanted to melt into the couch and disappear forever. I decided to distract myself with food, because food always makes things better. There was a big table full of snacks, chips, dips, pizza slices, and cupcakes. Heaven. I grabbed a plate and started talking to Lily's cousin, who I'd never met before. He seemed nice, funny, and very good at pretending not to notice my smudged eyeliner. We were chatting when I noticed a big bowl of nacho cheese. I dipped a chip into it, or at least, I tried to. The chip broke. So I used another one. Then another. Finally, I gave up and used my finger to scoop some cheese. Big mistake. Right then, the cousin said something funny, I laughed, and the cheese flew from my hand straight onto his white shirt. I froze, horrified. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I said, grabbing a napkin. He laughed. It's fine. It's New Year's, battle scars. But the napkin made it worse. I accidentally spread the cheese around. Now he looked like he'd been attacked by a nacho. I muttered, please tell me 2026 has a reset button. Later, someone started clinking a glass with a spoon. Speech. Speech, people shouted. Lily stood up and smiled. Okay, before midnight's over, let's have a quick toast. Who wants to say a few words about 2025? Everyone looked around. Then Lily turned to me. Monica. you always have something funny to say. Go on. My eyes went wide. Me? No. I can't. But everyone started cheering, Monica. Monica. And just like that, I was standing in the middle of the room with a drink in my hand and no idea what to say. At first, I froze. My voice trembled. But then, I laughed. You know, I began, I think I already gave one speech tonight. At the wrong house. Everyone burst out laughing. I continued, honestly, this night has been a mess. I got lost, sang karaoke for strangers, spilled cheese on someone, and sent a weird text to my boss. Lily shouted, "Classic Monica." I nodded. Yeah. Classic me. But you know what? I think maybe that's okay. The room got quiet, in a good way. People were smiling softly. I said, this year taught me that not every moment has to be perfect. Sometimes the best memories come from the messiest nights. So, if you start 2026 with mistakes, maybe that's just life giving you a funny story. Everyone clapped and raised their glasses. Lily said, that was actually beautiful. I said, don't worry, I'll probably trip right after this. And of course, I did. I slipped on a confetti piece and almost dropped my drink. Perfect timing. Later that night, things got quieter. Music was softer. People were tired but happy. I went to the balcony for some fresh air. The city was glowing, fireworks still sparkling in the distance. I took a deep breath. It smelled like cold air, smoke, and cinnamon from someone's candle inside. Then my phone buzzed again. It was a message from Alex. Happy New Year, Monica. Dizzy. Hope 2026 brings you everything you want. I smiled. He had no idea about my earlier disaster. Thank goodness. I wrote back. Thanks, Alex. Let's grab coffee soon. I hit send and felt calm. Maybe this year would be interesting. It was past 2 a.m. now. People were leaving, laughing, saying goodbyes. I sat by the window, looking at the city lights, feeling that strange quiet after a big night. And I thought about everything, how I started the evening trying to be perfect, and ended up covered in cheese, singing off-key, giving an accidental speech. But somehow, it felt good. Because it was real. I realized something simple. Life doesn't need perfect plans. It just needs presence. Sometimes the best thing you can do is show up, even if you're late, nervous, or confused. Even if you go to the wrong house. Because every mistake turns into a story. And every story makes you more you. The next morning, I woke up on Lily's couch. My hair looked like a bird's nest, and there was glitter everywhere. My phone had 100 notifications, messages, photos, videos of my karaoke performance. Oh no. Lily walked in with 2 cups of coffee. "Morning, superstar," she said. I groaned. "Please delete every video." She laughed. "Never. It's a classic." I smiled and sipped my coffee. The sun was shining through the curtains. It felt like a clean start, a new day, a new year, a new chance to laugh at myself again. So, what did I learn from my New Year's disaster? Don't use a face mask you've never tried before a party. Double-check the house number before walking in. Always wear comfortable shoes. And never, ever text your boss like he's your crush. But most importantly, laugh. Laugh when things go wrong. Laugh at the mess. Laugh at yourself. Because life's too short to take it seriously, especially on New Year's Eve. As I looked out the window one last time, I whispered to myself, "Okay, 2026. Let's do this. But maybe, go easy on me." And then I laughed again. Because honestly, knowing me, that's probably not going to happen.